This is pretty interesting. You know, like everything, you kind of do some things on the fly, and you try to, you're always looking for something that's a little bit easier, or to help kids or riders, become more involved. So what we'll do in some cases, this is called a bareback pad. And with this bareback pad, we use this a lot for strengthening the torso area. We'll use this pad a lot for kids that are autistic because they get a lot more input just as the horse walks. And I think what's important is that really the true benefit of the horse, if you look at the horse as a piece of therapeutic equipment, you can work on a single piece of therapeutic equipment and get one input. But just as the horse walks, there are so many inputs. There, you're gaining your balance, you're increasing your muscle strength through your abdominal area. So there are a lot of inputs that happen with the bareback pad. We can turn riders sideways and backwards when they ride backwards and they put their hands on the horse's rump. Now they start to get this input and strengthening through their arms and their chest area. We also have different colored rainbow reins here, so we'll tell our riders where to put their hands so they can hold when they start to steer or stop.
What is that made of?
This is a leather with a special rubber over it. And some of the riders don't like this because it's very hard.
I can see.
It's not very comfortable. So some of our kids have sensitivity issues. So my wife came up with this idea, and my mother-in-law jumped right on it and actually knitted some reins. So now they're very soft. So if we have kids that have these sensitivity issues or don't have a lot of strength in their hands, it's very easy for them to hold, and they can steer. We also have these wider reins, so if we want to encourage people to grip and increase their strength. Again, they're knitted, but they can really squeeze these and help with their, with their strengthening. We have special safety hard hats that all the riders must wear. These are all approved. We have safety irons here. So let's say that a rider happens to go into a seizure or maybe a grand mal seizure. We have to take that rider off. We're trained, not only we trained and certified through NARA, but we're also first aid trained, CPR, as well as licensed instructors. So we're able to identify if a rider is going into a seizure or if the horse spooks. So we're all trained to get this rider off as quick as we can. And if by chance a rider's foot ever got hung up in the iron, this is just like an elastic band here that would just simply release and the rider's foot would come right out.
Oh, that's
wonderful.
That's the hoof, right? Where they put their foot on.
That's where we put, that's the iron or the stirrup where they put their foot. So we try to really think of as many safety things as we possibly can. And then again, we also spoke of the surcingle. Again, good for
feel how heavy that is.
Yeah, good for people that need to be able to hold on to something, as well as for the vaulting program.
That's interesting. Regarding those, for our viewers, for them to just have an idea, can you just name each of the equipment just in case they want to write it down?
Sure. This would be our vaulting surcingle.
Okay.
This is called a bareback pad.
Okay.
And again, the bareback pad is used so that we can turn riders in different positions. We have what we call them rainbow reins. And it's very easy for the riders to be able to put their hands on the different colors so that they're even. And then we have our knitted reins, and then we have our safety helmet.